Hi everyone. So I'm going to talk to you around nappy changing and good safe sleep practice. So we'll continue on here. So nappy changing and safe sleep practice, policies and procedures that are in place at Spree and Sunnis ELC. So the nappy changing policy. It is the policy of Spree and Sunnis ELC and in the interest of the children's health and safety that staff follow the nappy changing procedures correctly and have a high standard of hygiene are evident at all times. So children's nappies and other items are stored in labelled individual compartments. Disposable paper towels are used to clean and dry the mat after each change. Disposable gloves and aprons are worn whilst changing a child. Hands are washed immediately before and after changing a child, and soiled nappies are bagged and disposed of hygienically. Children who have been vaccinated, soiled nappies are to be double bagged. The nappy changing mat is sterilised after each use. And also on the nappy changing mat, when you're sterilising it, sterilise the top, underneath, and then leave the mat standing upright. The children must be encouraged to wash their own hands after the nappy has been changed. Antibacterial soap is used for hand washing for both children and staff. Children are never left unattended whilst in the changing area. If required, another member of staff is always available to help and assist during nappy changing. Staff members take the time to interact with the children throughout the nappy changes and attempt to make the process as pleasurable for the child as possible. A cleaning schedule should always be displayed in each changing area. And while changing nappies, staff should engage in a routine song or nursery rhyme or other familiar activity to ensure that the experience is as positive as possible for the child. Safe sleep. So Spree and Sunnis ELC know the importance of sleep and rest for all children in the service. We will ensure children get either sleep or rest when they may need it, regardless of their age. We will work with the family on the child's sleep and rest patterns and will always work in the best interest of the children. This policy is underpinned by the Preschool Regulations 2006. So staff will be given clear guidance on the safe sleep practices. So the children are allowed sleep and rest when they are tired and not just at dedicated times of the day. Children will always be provided with suitable sleeping facilities away from the main play areas. Sofas, beanbags, and buggies are not suitable sleep areas. Children are welcome to bring items from home to help comfort them to sleep. Example, teddy or blanket or soother, safe sleep practices. These must stay in the service and must be labelled. Children under 2 years of age have access to a standard cot, which will be located away from the main play area. Children and babies under 2 years will always be placed on their backs to sleep and with their feet to the base of the cot. I just want to go back up here when I said children will always be provided with suitable sleeping facilities away from the main play areas. This might not always necessarily be possible, so bringing the stackable beds into the room for the children to have a little rest period is acceptable. That is fine. Children over 2 years of age will have access to stackable beds and a sleeping mat or a suitable alternative. Children will have individual beds, cots, and with their own sheet and blanket. All blanket, sheet, and linen will be laundered once a week and more if necessary, and it is recorded on a cleaning schedule, which will more than likely be on child paths. Staff will remain in the room if the number of children warrants or if the safety risk has been identified. I think if you have 6 or more children sleeping, then a staff member needs to be in the room at all times. Spree and Sunnis ELC operates sleeping supervision of all children. A member or members of staff physically check on the child in their care at least every 10 minutes. So it's every 10 minutes, but if you can go in every 5. But it has to be at least every 10 minutes. So you'll be checking the child's position, breathing, and colouring, and this is logged on child paths. The staff member or the members carrying out the check will enter into the room physically and will carry out the checks on each child who is in that room, whether they're in their care or not, whether in their room or not. You will check on each child sleeping. So the staff member will check on the sleeping children to ensure a safe sleeping position, that they are breathing comfortably and that their facial colour is normal. The sleep log will record who checked the children and the time of the check, and this is done on the app Child Paths. Beds and cots will be spaced 0.5 meters, 50 centimeters apart at all times. If you're cleaning the cots, please put them back to where you found them because they're laid out that way as they're all spaced 50 centimeters apart. Lighting will be adjusted to ensure a relaxed, sleepy environment for all of the children. Temperatures will be maintained between 16 and 20 degrees Celsius and recorded each day. Staff will ensure no objects of strangulation or choking are present or near the sleeping area. All sleeping practices have been discussed with the local fire officer and comply with the fire safety requirements. Smoking is strictly prohibited in or around the building. So procedures for babies. So babies will always be put to sleep on their backs. Their position may alter during sleep time, but at all times we must try to keep them on their backs while they sleep. Babies' feet will be placed to the foot of the cot. Babies' clothes are loose and light. No bibs or bottles in the cot. No quilts, pillows, or cot bumpers. Use cellular blankets. Head is never covered. A monitor is used. Visual sleep checks recorded in a sleep log every 10 minutes. This records the time, the baby's position, colour, and who checked, and is done on Child Paths. The carer carrying out the check will step into the room to carry out these checks. So there's ventilation should always be turned on, and this achieves 3 air changes per hour. Temperature. Again, the temperature is the same, has to be between 16 and 20 degrees, and there'll be a wall-mounted thermometer that monitors the temperature, and that should be logged daily. So that's it for part 1. I will take up with part 2 shortly.